You folks are going to be working initially in Watertown.
It's a disaster. Hope to God it all comes back again and everything.
A lot of families throughout much of this area have never seen anything like it.
No electricity, no telephone, and no cable. All the luxuries of life you come to depend on.
We think that between 10 and 15,000 New York Telephone customers are out of service in the Watertown area right now.
It was worse than a blizzard of '77.
It's almost every street is affected. It's, I've never seen anything like it.
Giant walked down here with a weed whacker and just cut off the tops of the trees.
Looks like the place was bombed.
On March 3rd and 4th, an ice storm hit upstate New York. Damage was so extensive that Governor Cuomo declared a state of emergency in 19 upstate counties. The worst damage was reported in the Watertown and Rochester areas. The storm left more than 600 poles broken, 14,000 drop lines down, and 27 slicks without power. From as far away as Long Island, they came to serve a community in need.
We got crews from Ontario down here. New England. We came up from Binghamton. I'm from Ithaca. Rockland County. Poughkeepsie, New York. White Plains, New York. Watertown. Binghamton, New York. Elmira. Kingston, New York. Utica.
Local 1116, up here out of Troy.
600 technicians from garages across the state, mechanics from automotive groups, materials and supplies from the Telesector Resources Group, mobile telephones and emergency communications units from 9X Mobile. Having met disaster head-on before, New York Telephone put into action one of its emergency restoration plans. This one was called Operation Ice Storm. Throughout Operation Ice Storm, New York Telephone's legendary spirit of service kicked into highest gear. Command centers were set up to coordinate and direct all the restoration efforts. External Affairs mounted an intensive campaign to keep state officials and the public well informed. Staff members talked with state emergency management officials daily. The Public Service Commission was invited to the Albany Command Center. City and town leaders and large business customers were informed by phone and personal visits. Advertisements were placed in local papers.
We've got people converging on Watertown from all over the state. And you talk about interdepartmental and inter-area cooperation. It's really terrific. The corporate safety people are here helping us out. Jerry and the CWA people have been most gracious and very helpful in terms of removing some roadblocks. So it's a real team attempt to get the Watertown area cleaned up.
For all involved, the objective was clear.
The objective is to get as many people back in service as we can with quality work.
Try to get as many people as we can back in service as soon as we possible and be safe about it.
Because backup generators immediately kicked on when commercial power failed in 35 central offices, 90% of New York Telephone customers continued to have service.
We were never without phone service. The lines came down, but they never became disconnected.
But my phone worked all through the ice storm.
Even though many businesses and residences stayed connected to the network, there was plenty of work to do. Foremost in everyone's mind was safety. Meetings were held every morning to review procedures.
Every pole they go to, every house they go to, there's a risk of danger, and every little bit of it can be different from house to house, pole to pole.
They want us to be safe because a lot of the electricity is still activated, so they want us to check, make sure everything is safe before we go in and do our job.
We assign one person to go out and physically look at all the streets, report back that the power was clear, that we could go out and work.
Anytime you see secondaries that are still connected to the tub or the transformer come down into your space, time out, pull back.
We came here with 100 and some people, and we want to bring 100 and some people home.
For those customers without phone service, the Operation Ice Storm team set up additional public phones and met with community leaders to identify emergency cases.
Well, what you're looking at here is some public telephones that we put up here on a temporary basis to provide telephone service for folks that are without telephone service.
It's not easy going without a telephone.
I'm 74 years old. I got a heart condition. My wife is almost an invalid in bed most of the time. And we need a phone desperately because we're all alone.
Well, for Ice Storm 91, yes, I brought up these portable telephones so that those folks that have the real emergencies might have access to the outside world.
Operation Ice Storm even served the needs of neighboring independent phone companies. Over 280 technicians traveled to Rochester and some went to Ogden.
Yeah, we've never been to Rochester before. As far as I know, never in the history of the company.
New York Telephone's legendary spirit of service was appreciated by one and all.
Everyone was very friendly, very helpful. I don't know how they've kept going for so long.
Very nice, very helpful people. All of the people that have come by and hooked us back up.
It was fantastic seeing those guys this morning. I'll make them lunch if they want to stay for lunch.
They should be really highly commended.
And the service they gave us, fabulous. Jim and Dino, two names I'll remember for what little time I have left on this earth.
Here's to the heroes, those who move mountains. Here's to the miracles they